Back for five.
And welcome everybody again to the Heavyweight Bros podcast. It is Thursday, November 11th, and I am your boy, the diabolical diabetic, the 5XL assassin, the Don Cartagena, the big nasty. Yo, first of all, I don't hear you doing this intro, but since I'm here, let me slide this to the right to my boy, the high yellow head man, Coach Buck, my man, Uncle Raisin. What is this move right here?
I don't know. We 5 in. I'm happy, man. We 5 in.
You the 504 boys.
Flashing lights.
Wobble.
Before you in your bag again early?
You got me into the mode. I'm sorry.
Hey,
the shoulders moving.
Hey, before we do anything, I know y'all noticed some differences. And what my homie got out, you see the bag?
New logo season.
The heavyweight bros out here. Hold on, let me throw my shirt on, man.
Trying to look old professional in the building. You see, moving on now. Nothing can stop us. We all the way up. You see it? Back for episode 5. My man, Uncle Razor, how you doing, bro?
Feeling good, man. We got the new merch. I know you're going to say, when's it available? Ease on into it. We will let you know as soon as the orders can be made. All right? I know y'all see our skin tone, that lighting is looking a little different. You know why? Because we went and got some dope joints. I
know y'all hear us sounding a little bit clearer. You know what I'm saying? A little bit thing going on. Because we got new mics in the building. But all this other stuff, all these home improvements, like they couldn't be done solo. With a lot of help from people in the comments, a lot of help from people by text. First and foremost, we got a shout out for the gear. Who we shouting out?
Oh yeah. The homie Garvin Headley, owner of Custom Merch. He's on IG and SD. They customize and specialize in bringing your orders and ideas to life. They do vinyl, sublimation, direct to garnet printing. They can handle any size order, and the turnaround is mad quick. Cards right here. Custom merch. Wait, let me flip that over. Boom. Look at that right there. Boom.
Holla at your guala. You see him over there? And I already got one comment. That ain't my boobies. That's my arms crossed. What you got? I know that. What you got? I don't got that things like that. You know what I'm saying? I might be all gut and all nut, but I don't got nothing up here. All right. That's what we'll call it. I was gully with it.
You know how much we like to support Black owned. Garvin, keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing.
And I got to give a shout out to my guy KP for the recommendation for the new mic. And new sound mixers, stuff like that. You can find him on IG, the coolest nobody. He's out there doing big things. He just had his gallery over in ATL. You know what I'm saying? I see you. I love you, man. My ace over there. So, obviously, shout out over here. As I'm saying, we're steadily improving as we go along. And when you guys comment, when you guys respond, we do listen. We do pay attention. We take all your criticisms, all your advice. We take it all to try to give the best product that we can. And with that, I think, are you ready to get on in, or do you got something else you want to say?
Nah, I'm just liking the backdrop.
This joint is super swaggy.
That joint hard.
It's kind of like Dunder Mifflin-y too, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
I see what you doing.
It's swaggy. It's like that. All right, I'll try to do the office sound.
So listen, what we're doing today is we're gonna get the bad news out the way first, man, so we can get to some lighter things later in the pod, man.
There's a lot of ugly going on right now.
We're gonna get the sucker hour out the way first, starting with that boy Kyle Rittenhouse. Do you know the story?
I know a little bit of the story. I've been paying attention a little bit, but it's it's one of those things where it's like out of sight, out of mind. Because I remember when it happened, and then the trial came up, and I was like, you know what's crazy? When I saw that the trial thing came up, I was like, which one was this? Because that's how many things have been going on in this time.
And that's terrible.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, this is during one of the protests for the Black Lives Matter. Kyle showed up with his mom
drove him to the protest with the rifle.
With a rifle. He wound up killing 3 civilians.
No, killed 2 and wounded 1.
Killed 2, wounded 1.
Right. And the big thing about the young man that he wounded, he will be testifying soon in the trial, which is why this is hitting like mainstream, because I'm pretty sure some people have forgotten about this because they tend to not care about people or things that don't directly affect them. But yeah, this man took the stand the other day and was trying so hard to get the waterworks going.
Yo,
And it
them
was
crocodile tears, boy. Them joints was like it looked like it was hurting him.
It looked like somebody did not pay the water bill, and it was just like because there was nothing. There was nothing. There was even a point like where he was almost looking to see if he had people convinced. Like the man was like,
"Ain't nobody gonna stop me from this." I'm like, man, like even like little kids don't cry like that.
Right.
Like, yo, don't nobody cry like this. No waterworks coming out.
Right.
It was like Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder when he's like, boy, can't cry.
Right. And then there's like another video. I don't know if it's his girlfriend, his mom, or what, but like
I believe it was his mom.
She's crying, and then at one point they show her start laughing, and then she starts crying again to get back in the. It's like almost like they know that they can do whatever they want, and they expect to just get away with everything. And I'm really hoping this is not another one of those situations, man. Like the cop got smoked for the George Floyd situation. Like, I mean, if you're going to start a precedence of making sure that people are held accountable, I mean, let's keep that same energy. I do know that if he is found guilty, it does carry a life sentence.
But yes, it does.
And he's only like 18,
19? I want to say he's 20 now. Because that's how long it's been. I think he's like 20 now.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of rude things I could say, but I don't like to match evil with evil. You know what I mean? You did wrong. You gotta pay for it, man. Like this joint is all the way whack. And the way you're carrying yourself and the way his mom is carrying herself, it's just like it shows that they don't even care about the ramifications of what he did. And he's pleading self-defense. He's pleading self-defense because the first person who approached him had a plastic bag in their hand, and the person swung the bag and threw it at him, and he was just like, "Oh, I feared for my life," and then he put 4 shots into the first person.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, where is like the accountability? Like, when do we like? You showed up to a riot, or I'm sorry, you turned up to a rally of protest.
A protest.
What we call it, with a rifle.
With a rifle.
And that's the thing, is like, it's the people like him that turn protests into riots.
Not to mention, there were armed servicemen there that did not tell this kid to relinquish the weapon that he had.
And then even after he fired the shots,
he was not licensed to have.
Even after he fired the shots, they didn't take it away from him. They kind of just moved him out of the way. He turned himself in.
He walked away from the crime scene.
And then
I said crime scene.
Turned himself in like hours later. Something like that. It's a wild situation. It's an ugly situation. We'll try to update as much as we can as the trial moves forward. I know his team, as of right now, is trying to push for a mistrial. And it's just like the judge seems like he's super, super on his side. Like he's like, even like when he was doing the crocodile tears thing, he's like, "Oh, we gotta take a break.
Let's give him a break.
Give
me a break."
That's what I mean. It's like, yo, man, like I got nothing for it. I got nothing for it.
Yeah, man.
I guess we move into one tragedy into the next. We didn't get to talk about it last time due to us being like a little bit short on time, even though we still gave y'all an hour 40 minutes because you know we.
Our bad.
Yeah, listen, man.
We trying.
We trying.
We like being with y'all. We like being with y'all.
We're moving forward like quite a bit though. Like we had like couple hour longs, hour 20.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing all right, but that $140 was a little wild. But like obviously we wanted to get more details as well on the whole AstroWorld situation. Travis Scott did his annual AstroWorld Fest, and it led to 10 people dying, many more injured. The VIP line, like people were getting stomped out. People were getting stomped out in the crowd.
Mosh pits and all that extra stuff.
Fans were begging for Travis Scott to stop, and my man just was like, he looked at him and was like, "I get them goosebumps every time." Just kept it going. Yeah, and it was crazy.
I think the 2 craziest videos I seen was like the girl climbed the stage near the cameraman. It was like, "Stop the show. There's somebody dead right here." And then like there was another video of like a young man, I believe, getting like trying to get resuscitated, and he's like up on this big stand ladder or something, like doing the robot or whatever while he's like still singing. A lot of people are trying to cancel Travis for this.
He's already lost. He's like, they took him out of Fortnite because like he was like one of the biggest things in there, like his emotes and everything. They already took all that stuff out of there. He's being sued by a number of people, stuff like that. But you seem like you got his.
Yeah, I just don't. And this is not like in defense of Travis or anything, but I just don't see how this is his fault. Like this could have happened at any concert at any time, and the decisions that the fans choose to make in the crowd is like something like you kind of got to take ownership, I guess. It's kind of like when you go skating, skate at your own risk, or when you go here, like be cautious or don't feed the animals. You know what I mean? So like if you show up and you're mosh pitting and you're being super aggressive with each other, like I don't know how that falls on traffic, considering there's like I don't know how many people were there, but it looked like a whole lot of people. And like if I'm up on a stage and I'm rapping and I'm kicking it, I don't really know what's happening. Like even when the girl was telling the cameraman, "Yo, chill, stop the show," I'm pretty sure he can't hear what she's saying.
Even if he could hear, it's like, who are you?
Right. And like how do I really know what's going on? You may be just looking for your 10 minutes of fame. And this is not to like downplay the fact that people got hurt and lost their lives. Um, Blessings out to them and their family. You know, that's a tough situation to heal from when you're going to and something as innocent as a music concert and then you never come home. You know what I mean? It's just I don't think in this situation people should be focused on who to blame or who to sue and rather finding out like why this happened and how to prevent it.
But like, I think that's what's happening now is it's a blame fest.
Right.
It's like, who is the person? And like, Travis is because it was his concert, like it's on him. And it's like, the more and more I listen, I'm like, so like when an artist goes to a venue and like they do this stuff, it's like all they're really in charge of is what happens on stage. Is like, I need to know what my set looks like, my dancers, where the lighting is, how my sound system works. Like that's all Travis is really there to do. All the other stuff that happens in there, security, all those other like people that are in there, like that is part of the venue and like their whole staffing. So like I feel like if the blame is to be pointed anywhere, it should be pointed on like them. But like actually, and then like the more and more I'm thinking about it, I was like, no, it should be on the people who decided to rush the VIP and start stopping people. Like there's a 10-year-old that was in critical condition and stuff like that. And then like
a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, like a 14-year-old girl or something like that. Like all that stuff is like.
And obviously we're not from there, so like we don't know what the rules are of AstroWorld in itself. Because like the first time I was like, why are these 10-year-olds at a Travis Scott concert in the first place?
Thank you.
And then it's like I'm reading on certain things that it's like not only is it the performance, but it's an amusement park and it's supposed to be like a family event.
Really?
And like apparently like it's a whole thing. I've only seen like certain things from it, so like I can't really speak on something like that. But like from my understanding, like it's a whole thing, like it's a carnival that like he brings for the most part, and then he performs on or whatever. So like that's why those kids are there, and it's like if that's the case, that's even more reason to have even more security and even more things going on. But it's just like it's a crappy situation, and like he's already taking like a bit of a hit from it financially. I know he dropped like an album. Or at least a couple songs like a week ago, and it's like the streaming numbers haven't been very well on it. It's like I think people are trying to like somewhat cancel him, or like and it's like it just stinks because it's like he has to pay for the mistakes of other people,
right?
And it's like what I say all the time is like the few always ruin it for the many, and it's like this thing that he created to enjoy for everybody else, for families to enjoy. Like now it's turned into like this ugly thing. Like when people think about AstroWorld, like they're going to remember the AstroWorld tragedy or something like that.
Right.
And it's only its third year. It's like it was like the third or fourth annual one. So it's like who knows if we even see this again? Like does this stop other festivals? Like because like that's the thing too.
It's definitely gonna shut some stuff down.
Like we've seen a ton of festivals get canceled. Like I was really trying to go to Dreamville Fest last year, but COVID kind of stopped that out. But it's like, like, are we going to see less stuff from there? I know like Tiana Taylor already had a concert and it's like something was happening in the crowd and she stopped the whole show and was like, we're not stopping anything. We're not doing nothing until like y'all pick up old girl over here. And she was like, yo, are you okay? Like all that type of stuff got her medical attention and everything. So at least we're flipping the script in that way where it's like artists are being more accountable in a sense, or like they're being preemptive or they're paying attention to like what's going on. So it's like, it's good to at least see that part of it, but it's like, it's a pendulum and it goes up and down.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's like I said, it sucks that, young kids was going out just to have a good time and just never made it home. Like you never want that to happen to anyone, Not to just shift gears, but we want to, get the heartbreak stuff out the way first.
Open up the shades.
Yeah.
Bring us some sunlight in.
Yep. Your homegirl, Missy Elliot. Go ahead. Look, you look so excited. Go ahead. You look so excited.
So let me introduce this one right here. First and foremost, the greatest female rapper of all time, Misdemeanor Elliot, received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Okay.
I think this is much overdue, and I think it is well deserved. Like I said, I think she is the greatest female rapper of all time. All right. You tell me who's got the resume to go up against her.
That's a whole nother episode.
Who's got a resume? Nobody got the resume.
Go ahead and have your moment, man. We can save it for the next episode.
I just wanted to bow to the queen.
We try to get him out of here in an hour.
That's what I said. I just wanted to bow to the queen. Apparently, people are learning I'm really into Kanye, Will Smith, and Missy Elliott. So my playlist is wild.
Yo, it's all over the place.
But I think it is. I think it's very well deserved. And I think this is another thing that's going to go into when I bring out the big guns and we go into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, she's gonna be in the discussion, bro. I don't know if I don't think she's first ballot. Yeah. She's not first ballot, but it's she deserves to be in there because that's what happens when you the greatest female rapper of all time.
I'm happy that you're happy for her happiness.
When I saw her see her star and she teared up a little bit. I teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, look at my girl. I was like, yes, Missy. Get your flowers, girl. Get your flowers. Has anybody ever had a bad thing to say about Missy in the music industry? I don't think she's had any beef with anybody.
Nah. I think the only major joke they ever made was the shiny suit. But whenever you wear a shiny suit, you got some jokes coming, all right?
Real quick though, one of my favorite stories that I've ever heard is Sheik Luch from the Locks was telling the story about how they made All About the Benjamins. And he's like, they go into the studio and it's they really didn't want to do the song at all. They didn't like the beat, they didn't like anything. But Puff was like, no, you guys need to go to the studio. So they go to the studio and there's this girl in there and she's just like, yo, I know who you guys are. Listen to this beat. Yo, y'all gonna write Puff's hook. You gonna go in here. And then she just sent Jadakiss to the studio, he laid his verse. She goes in there and he's strictly trying to cop those. Does his verse Picasso's. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Styles P does his verse, and she was kind of that was kind of whack. And then so they're just yo, what do you think? And she says something, and then she starts beatboxing away. Turns out that was Missy Elliott. A&R All About the Benjamins.
What?
One of the greatest hip hop songs of all time.
Yeah, that's
Missy
crazy.
was in the studio.
Yeah, that's
he said she had the shortcut, and she was just she just kept boom. She's just he's yo, she beatboxing all over the studio.
That sounds like a genuine moment.
Yeah.
Hey,
before we leave digging the crates.
Before
we leave digging the crates.
Okay.
Today is the 27th. I didn't put this on the script on purpose.
Stop moving this table.
I didn't put this on the script on purpose because I wanted to throw this at you.
Okay.
It is the 27-year anniversary of Warren G and Nate Dogg's song "Regulate."
Word.
Do you want to try and sing the last verse of "Regulate" real quick?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No, I'm not gonna do it dirty.
I'll let you be either Warren G or Nate Dogg.
I'm not gonna do it dirty.
Tweak it into a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? And you can do Nate Dogg if you want. If you know, like I know, you don't want to step. Come on, you know you want to. You know you want to. You know.
No, I don't. But that was a pretty dope Nate Dogg. I ain't gonna front.
If you were gonna let me be Nate Dogg, I was gonna go even more. If I could have had the hat, because R.I.P. to God.
I was going to say R.I.P. to man.
I would have pulled out the hat and everything.
Wow, 27 years, though?
27 years.
Sheesh, that's crazy. I was 13.
Damn, you old now. Listen.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I'm trying to think, 27, 33, that means I was 6.
Sheesh.
That's a while.
Sheesh. Don't worry, man. That little wet stuff behind your ear. You'll be all right.
I got gray hairs, bro. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
I've seen babies with gray hairs before. It's not working with the black background. Custom merch on my IG and Etsy. You know
hey. All right. We don't have a lot for TV because we're finishing up a lot of the shows that we've already been watching and nothing new has really dropped like that. But we do have a lot of movies to talk about.
Yes.
Do you want to go into the trailers first?
Not a lot, but we got some. Yes. So 2 movies that are both coming out on the same day, November 24th. So that's in a week or 2?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there you go. Something to watch while you digest some food. All right.
When you're in your food coma and you just
right. So Halle Berry's back on the screen. Halle Berry is back on the screen. Both movies are on Netflix. All right. The 24th. Halle Berry's movie is called Bruised. And it's the story of a failed MMA fighter. And she's kind of just like living on the streets, working like dead end jobs and stuff like that. And she's just saying that she's really cool with never going back to fighting again. And then out of the blue, she finds out that she has a son. And I want to say he's like maybe 7 or
He's
8
really
years
young.
old. He's a really young kid. And it like inspires her to say, like, all right, everything I'm doing in my life, I'm doing for you. We got each other. Let's get through this. And she gets the opportunity to fight again. And it's kind of like the road back to glory, to the octagon to support, her
I think she's doing
newfound son.
underground fighting.
That's
what it really is.
At which point? At one point, yeah. And this is all in the trailer. The movie hasn't come out, but yeah, it starts with some underground fighting, and then she gets offered a major card fight, and she's like, "Heck yeah, I'm gonna take it. I don't got no choice."
Is this the female warrior? Is she Tom Hardy?
Oh, that's a tough one. I really like the movie Warrior, bro. Like that.
A bunch of my friends and I, when 2020 happened, we did our 10 best movies of the decade, or our favorite movies of the decade. Warrior just missed out on like my top 10.
Yeah,
it was up there.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I was surprised at how far it went. I was like, damn, I really love that movie.
Yeah, if I had to make a comparison, I would say it's more likely to $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
Didn't see it. You did. We'll move on.
I don't bang on Hillary Swank like that. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I'm just saying it was a good movie.
Okay.
It was.
It won Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. I always meant to watch it.
I didn't know that. I know I watched. I don't even know how I stumbled upon it, but me and Lulu ended up watching it, and it was fire.
Okay.
The next one.
Before you go,
okay.
Please tell me that you saw Halle Berry hugged up on Young M.A.
Oh yeah, yeah. Young M.A. looked like she was about to cry. She was, yeah.
Bro, I was about to cry. I was like, oh, not Young M.A. I feel like everybody that runs into Young M.A.
She was so lost for words. She was like, oh man.
Even that. What is she? What is Halle 50?
She might be like 55.
Bro, risk it all. Cause girl, I trade it all. Money, cars, and everything. All. Like I give it all. 55. I don't care. Yeah. She was in the studio when Regulate got made. That's what Halle Berry is.
Yeah, she's 55. Yeah, she's 55.
I don't care. I was like, that joint. Move on before I say something. Problematic. Move on.
It's a family show. He keeps trying to make it not a family show.
It's a family show.
All right. The next one is called True Story, starring Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes back on the big screen. All right, man, finally got. I ain't got no shots. Happy to see you back on the.
I would
big
say
screen,
not at Wesley. That's my guy.
Right. But I feel like I haven't seen him in anything since, what was that, Brooklyn's Finest or something like that.
Did you see Dolomite? My name is Dolomite. My name.
He was in Dolomite.
That movie was hard, bro.
That movie was tough.
That movie was tough.
I
didn't expect it. I threw it on at one point in time, but I was like, this movie is fire.
That joint was hitting. But so I'm excited about this because I like to see people out of their comfort zone. And no diss to like Kevin Hart, but we know he's a comedian and he does a lot of comedy and funny stuff.
I'll diss Kevin Hart. I was kidding.
Brother's tripping.
You just said Damian Lillard.
Come on the show. Come on the show. I'll get you a shirt.
You just said Damian Lillard. I can diss Kevin Hart.
We'll get a new silhouette. Don't worry about you. I'll put you on top of the letter so you look the same height as I am.
I was gonna say because he'll just be right here. Anyways,
he'd be the exclamation mark.
my belly button.
All right, we digress. But yeah, he is a comedian in the movie. Wesley Snipes is his brother. Gets him mixed up in some mess, and like he's basically going to lose his money and his career behind some nonsense that his brother did. It's very little comedy in the movie, if none at all. This is like one of those ventures where Kevin Hart is like going the serious route the entire movie. And the last 2 times that I have see him do this, he has been successful. And I know why actors do this, because they don't want to get typecast into a certain role all the time, and then that role gets played out, and then before you know it, you can't get a job. So you want to show your versatility.
That'll never be Kevin Hart's problem, is getting a job.
No, not at all. He's got too many ventures going on.
But you just don't want people to get tired of it, because it's like it'd be like, oh, he's Kevin Hart doing the Kevin Hart thing,
right?
And it's like, how many times do I need to see this?
Right. Like before you start using jokes again or something like that, it was like, oh yeah, this was funny in the other movie. But I know the 2 movies I can remember that he went super serious with before this was I forget the name of it, but he was a father.
Fatherhood?
That's probably what it was. It was definitely fatherhood. And then he had a movie with
Bryan Cranston, Walter
White
Bryan Cranston.
from Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Yep. And he was in a wheelchair, and Kevin Hart was taking care of him. But there was some slight comedy in there. But there was also some.
Did you actually watch that? Because I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's a real good movie.
Oh, it's real good.
Yeah.
Would you do it on the Raisin report card scale? How would you give it?
I'll watch it on my phone.
So it's like a D.
C minus.
That's really good.
C plus. I'll go C plus.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. So it wasn't really good. It was a good movie.
He said I would watch it on my phone. That was wild.
That was
wild.
I mean, the first time I watched it on the TV, but I mean, it was like a family thing. But yeah, so True Story and Bruise both come out on the 24th. Halle Berry, Wesley Snipes, Kevin Hart back on the TV. All right. So I finally watched Eternals. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. And I must say, it was trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Man.
I'm just kidding. I just want to see his face. I just want to see his face. No. It was everything that it lived up to. Joel was really hyped about this joint, and when I watched it, it didn't seem like it was a 2.5 hour movie, just like you said. Like it really went by smooth. It kept me entertained, and it wasn't no situation where I was just like, oh, this boring part of the movie, I can go to the bathroom right quick or something like that.
I got a Happy Meal yesterday, and it came with the Eternals toy, and it comes with all the characters on it. And I was like, I feel like we should keep it to try and remember what the hell these people's names are in this movie. Because some of them are whatchamacallit. But yeah, so you saw Eternals. You thought about it. Should we do a spoiler? Like, right here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like what you thought about it, like all the way through.
That's what we're doing when we're about to spoil a movie?
Yeah. When we about to spoiler talk. So like I think first question need to be asked, do you have a favorite Eternal?
You know I always like to bet on black. homie from Atlanta, man.
My man Fastos?
Yeah, man. I know there's some controversy because he's not a straight male. There's very little of that in the movie. I think it was like one scene.
Maybe in a 2.5 hour movie, it was probably 30 seconds of him doing anything.
Right. But I just like the fact that out of all the Eternals, he didn't have to be the funny one or the dancing one, or
he still was pretty funny.
He was still pretty funny, but it's just like he didn't have to be the Black Ranger.
Okay, yeah.
He's not dancing.
He's not the hip
episode.
one.
You're right.
He's not teaching Jackie Chan.
Right.
Like, no,
he's not the urban hero. You know what I mean? Like he was smart. He was educated. All the stuff that they had that was working with stuff that he built and like not only just for the Eternals, but for planet Earth. So it was just good to see that he was in a powerful role, and I thought that was dope.
My favorite character was Makari, which is the speedster.
Yep.
And like another woman of color.
Yep.
And she she was mute. Stuff like that. Well, but I did before we even go forward like a little bit is like that's one of the things that the movie got review bombed for. So like I said, like the movie had like a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like people didn't like the fact that he was gay. And my thing is 40 minutes before that scene, there's the first ever Marvel sex scene in this movie. Like they are literally pounding each other on them rocks, Icarus and Cersei. Like the sun is rising, and like not only are like it's not like a sex scene where it's just like they're like face to face. He does like 2 or 3 hip thrusts in there, and I was like, yo, so y'all tell me that y'all are bothered by this man being in a gay relationship, but they can pump on a rock in the desert, and y'all are okay with that?
Pump?
That man was pumping. He gave her 2 pumps of the grind. It was like I was like, oh, that's a Joel special. So I seen that move. I knew I'd seen that before. Then he looked deep in her eyes too, with his laser eyes.
Says, you can't get the big nasty and Diet Coke, please. Yeah. All right, moving on.
Who is your least favorite Eternal? Like who? Like, there's 10 Eternals. So like to me, like there's
an easy pick for me.
Because like
Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell.
Oh, girl, Sprite.
Yeah.
Because I think she's my least favorite too. But like I don't think she's my least favorite because she's bad. It's just like she does stuff in the movie that make you not like her.
Yes.
But it's like I don't think she was acted poorly or anything like that. Like I thought out of all the 10 Eternals, like you have something to like for each of them.
Yeah, there are just some people that you're just like, man, I just don't like you. No, I'm all set. I kind of get the same feeling like old boy from the Meek Mill movie, the young kid.
Meek Mill movie.
Yeah, the
you know I didn't watch no Meek Mill movie.
Charm City. I
did not watch that.
All right, he was also in Queen and Slim. He's a little kid who shot the cop.
Okay.
Spoiler
alert. Spoiler alert.
My bad. Every movie that he is in, his role aggravates me. Like
Okay,
before he even starts talking,
like
I'm like,
Tariq.
yeah.
Tariq from Power.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
single movie I've
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
seen him in, he's a shitty kid.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the parents want to whip his ass, but they don't.
And that's right where Sprite was. I was just like, just hurry up and get past these lines. Like, I don't even know why. Like,
But I did.
they should have gave the speedster a voice and made Sprite mute. It's like, I was all set. I was all set.
But like her story in general, it's like it's a pretty tragic story. Like you are alive for 7,000 years, but you will never be nothing more than like a teenager. Like that has to suck. Like, you know, like everyone sees you as a kid and it's like you are older. Like you're 7,000 years old and like you can't be in like an adult relationship because people will be like, why are you married to this kid? In a sense, like, you know what I mean?
Either way, if you're not dating an eternal, you're kind of like robbing the cradle. You're 7,000 years old. You're dating somebody 30. That still feels kind of weird.
But that's all vampires and everything. Like Twilight, that's pedophilia. Just like y'all know that.
Right.
Edward has been around forever.
Right.
And she was like 17.
Mm-hmm.
Movies as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. What would you put on your Raisin report card? Where are you putting it?
I'm definitely watching it on the TV.
Oh, so you're going to rewatch it?
Yeah, I'm going to rewatch it.
Okay.
On the TV.
I'm just
so
glad that you enjoyed it.
Just so y'all know, I watched it the first time on my phone, but that's because
it irked my soul hearing the sound quality.
I didn't have time to go to the movies, and the only app that I could watch it on was on my phone. So, you know what I mean? But don't worry, the next watch is going to be, because you said it'll be on Disney Plus soon.
It's in December. But I'm glad that you brought that up because they just announced that Shang-Chi is going to be on Disney Plus this Friday.
Oh,
so you
I
can
have
watch
not
that.
Seen that yet. I will watch that. I will watch that.
Let me not. But like, yo,
Yeah,
Shang-Chi.
Please
Shang-Chi
don't.
is where it's at.
Please don't. And Red Notice is out tomorrow too, so I'll watch that as well.
Which one do you going to watch? If it was up to me,
I'm watching Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that too.
I got to get that out of my head too, because like for years on comics, I read it as Shang-Chi, but in the movie they make it a point like it's Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So it's
that's
like
how I felt when I watched The Harder They Fall.
Yeah,
because they kept calling Dion Cole Wiley Esco.
Yeah,
but
it's Willie Esco.
I always thought it was Willie Esco from the whole Nas rap. You know,
yeah,
got to be Esco. You know what I mean?
Willie Esco took his name to his threshold.
Right,
let the whole U.S. know.
Moving on. I love it when he drops gems like that. Though. That's why I just let him have that moment. That's you know what I mean. All right, Antlers. I have not seen this, but you have.
I did. And it's hard to describe like what this movie is because like it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. So it's directed by Guillermo del Toro, who's directed things such as like Pan's Labyrinth, the Hellboy movies. He's a very, very prolific, well-known horror director. And this movie is kind of like his take on the Wendigo creature. But the thing is, like, that part doesn't even play into the movie for like a very long time. I feel like it was a very okay movie. Like every time that I was like, there was a couple times where I was like, man, this movie kind of sucks. And then like something would happen. I'd be like, all right, I'm back in. And then it would kind of like, and then all right, I'm back in. But it's like the movie stars Kerry Russell. She is in what is the show where they're assassins? It's like American Assassin or something like that, where like they
yeah.
The Americans. That's what I'm thinking of. It's like The Americans. That's like the most recent thing that she starred in, but she plays this teacher who starts to notice one of her students seems like he might have some sort of like abuse signs and signals and stuff like that. And the more and more she digs in, like she finds out like something is going on in his house. I can't get too spoilery into it, but the way that they make the Wendigo look and the way that they tell the story, it was super, super dope.
So it's a horror movie?
It is a horror movie.
I'm all set.
It takes a long time to like really build the tension of it. And like that's kind of like my problem with the movie is like the pacing of it. Like I'm just like, man, I'm like, we've been here for like 20 something minutes and it's like I don't care about none of this stuff that's happening until stuff actually happens. So like that's why to me, I saw it on a $5 Tuesday. And I was like, to me, it's between the $5 Tuesday and the streaming. I would say it's a streamer. You should stream this movie. Like, you know, say that's where it's at. Like, it was just a very, very okay. Like, I was like, I guess. Like, I feel like Guillermo del Toro, like, we're waiting for another Hellboy or something like that. And it's like, you giving us this instead. And it's like, I guess. My brother has been waiting for this movie forever. This movie's been delayed. It was supposed to come out April this year. Then it was going to come out in June. Then it was going to come out in August. And then it just came out this past weekend. And it's just like, I felt bad watching his face when he was watching it. He was like, he's like, it was cool. And I was just like, oh man, you were really, really anticipating this. And I'm sorry that it went the way that it went. Antlers, get it on streaming. If you're into scary movies, give it a shot. If you're not, you can completely skip it. That's kind of like where I'm at with it.
Say less. Skipping on. Let's move into
crossover.
That was a crossover.
I don't know what that was. It was definitely a carry. The thing is, they can't see my feet. My feet are wilding right now. So like, my feet are moving that crazy.
Yeah, it took 7-0 steps.
I was trying to hot sauce it. I was kind of
man, double euro. Why is that like?
That's how hot sauce used to do it, bro. That's how he did it. Philip Champion.
Okay.
And one mixtape.
Okay.
Hot sizzle.
Okay. What was the movie he was in?
Crossover.
Terrible.
That movie was awful. Anthony Mackie vehicle.
Terrible. Woo. All right, so moving on, we're gonna jump into our Hardwood check-in, man. First thing on the docket is
it seems to be the biggest thing going on right now.
Yeah, the Joker versus Morris boy, the Morris twins,
Morris Bros.
I didn't know that he had a problem with both these dudes. Supposedly, like he has an issue with them every time he plays them. I did not know that.
Well, because that's what like the Morrises are, like kind of like fake NBA tough guys. And it's like I feel like the Jokic brothers are like real life tough guys. So like, yeah, like you're gonna have something like that. I wish we had the clip to show everybody, but like Jokic is kind of like he's bringing the ball down court. He's getting ready to make a pass, and Morris just comes out of nowhere and just like side swipes him like in the air.
Well, but it wasn't like he bumped into him.
Yeah, but like for no reason though.
Right,
like he came from nowhere to like, and like, you know, he's in the middle of making this pass, like his overhead pass, and he just like hits him like right on the side.
Right.
So like when Jokic gathers himself, he tries to walk away.
Right.
Because then Jokic, you know, turns around and then kind of runs at him and like pushes
sticks him in the spine.
In the back area type of deal.
And that man fell down and instantly had a seizure. He's just
oh my God. Marquis Morris was like, oh, like you would have thought they killed him.
Like, you playing soccer, bro? That's how the soccer dudes be falling out. He was like, or like you see a guy in wrestling when they get slapped in the chest and they're like, like,
really selling it.
Right.
He tried it. He looked like your boy Kyle Rittenhouse on the stand is what he looked like. Right. That's what he looked like. But the aftermath of this game, Jokic did receive a 1-game suspension. Markieff Morris received a flagrant 2 foul and had to pay $50K. And Jimmy Butler had to pay $30,000 for attempting to escalate the situation and failing to comply with NBA security interview.
What is that about?
So I guess like after it went into the locker rooms and like they were kind of like everybody get to where you're supposed to go, and Jimmy was kind of like, nah, like let's not like and tried to go to like the Nuggets locker room type of deal.
That's very expensive.
And that's when the Jokic brothers like really got in it. And like they were like, y'all need to get the F up out of here.
Right.
And Jimmy Butler was like, oh, what? And I was like, you know, it kind of like died down. So like I guess my take on it is like, who's really to blame? Like or are the consequences justified? Like, how do you feel about this whole thing?
I don't know, man. I feel like somebody sent me a video the other day. It was like the things you used to have to do in the old NBA to get a technical foul. And dudes was haul off punching people in the face.
That's because it was butt.
That's tripping.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, Kurt Rambis did have to crack somebody because what else was he doing out there? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I just feel, I don't know. I think it's a little excessive. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. But like this, like you taking 30 and 50, and then I'm pretty sure there's a monetary compensation for Joker missing the 1 game.
Oh yeah,
like,
I can't remember what the number is, but it's way more substantial than those two.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's a little excessive if you ask me. Like those are conversations you can have with guys. You can check them. They're gonna play each other again, and you know what they're gonna do when they play each other? They're gonna dap it up.
I don't know, man. I think they're gonna try to see what's what.
Bro, nobody in the NBA fights. Nobody in the NBA fights. They be playing
even Melo when he sneak punch and kept it moving.
Come on, man. The last time I seen somebody get in a real fight was an accidental punch into Lonzo Ball's face by Joel Embiid. Oh, you didn't see that video?
No, what was this one?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
He got called for a tech or something like that.
Yeah, he just watched call.
And he turned around, just threw a punch, and Lonzo was walking. And he hit. It didn't. Mind you, it looked like a movie punch. It looked like Lonzo got out the way right in time. It's like, oh yeah, we acted that out really great. But it's just like these dudes, like they be yelling and arguing at each other, and then the next day they be giving each other hugs, man. Like,
but a lot of people have waited on it, like obviously Charles, Shaq, Richard Jefferson. Bunch of people have waited on it, and it's like this is all Morris's fault because, like, Jokic does not come to you and hit you if you don't hit him first,
right?
And then, like, I believe it's Charles, or I think it was
a cheap shot. It was a cheap shot.
It was a cheap shot.
That's what made it bad. It's a cheap shot.
So a lot of people are like, Jokic is getting suspended, where they were like, oh, well, you're not supposed to hit somebody from behind. And Charles and Shaq were like, if you hit me, don't turn your back, bro. Like, that's on you. Because I was swinging regardless.
Facts.
And, like, the fact that you turned your head was on you.
Facts.
And it's like, to me, like, that's my whole thing, too. It's like, yo, you pulled a sucker move, Markeith. Like, and you're not, like, this goes on to the refs, too. You are not supposed to allow the NBA MVP to get hit like that in the game. Mm-mm. Like, you should have, gave him a tech earlier. Mm-hmm. You should have sat him down. You should have took him out or whatever. And it's like, that man decided to serve some Serbian justice.
Manage the game. Serbian justice.
And like, he was like, if he dies, he dies. And what you call it? And trying to hit him with some joint.
Stop it. Throw the towel.
Not only that, I love Jokic. So like I was always, and I don't like the Morris twins. So like I was on Jokic's side anyway. So like I'm biased. But the whole time I was watching, I was like, yo, hit that. I was like, yo, crack him. I was like, that's exactly what he get. He lucky he didn't like really come.
I already saw it coming. Because as soon as he landed,
Morris saw it coming too. That's why
it was almost like he was scanning, like, whoo, bing, 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 bing.
The Terminator.
And that man went over there and clocked that boy. I was like, oh shoot. I was expecting it to be a brawl because it was, but nah, they was all checking on him while he was on the floor.
Did you see Tyler Hero? Like before he gets to Morris, like Tyler Hero's trying to talk some junk, and it's like, hey man, like knock it off, bro. Like, I was like, Tyler, you move, like get out of here. He wasn't really. He's one of those people that was like not trying to really be in the sauce, but like at the end of the fight was like, yo man, I told him. And
it's see like, me out there, play it back. It was like, all right, moving on.
It's somewhat like in the way that ties our Hardwood check-in into the Blitz. Mm-hmm. Apparently, there's a fight.
Yes,
coming up.
Several fights
on the undercard of the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight. We
hilarious.
Have former All NBA point guard Darren Williams taking on the third all-time leading rusher in the NFL, Frank Gore. What is this?
I don't know.
In a boxing match.
I seen a picture of a flyer, and it kind of looked like them, like the little Jamaican flyers they pull out, like right when somebody's about to have a birthday party club or something like that. Bro, they look like they about to fight in the backyard. Bro, like that joint looks so crazy. Mind you, them dudes is flexing heavy, like they got the fake MGM joint in the back.
To me, it looked like an obituary, like when someone dies, when they put you in the clouds.
Yes,
that's what that joint
yes. Like I'm like, why did y'all take a photo like this? Y'all would have been better off just doing like a real face-off or something like that.
Or also just being on the undercard of the Fury.
Right,
why is it showing YouTube?
Yo, that joint looked like you're gonna see that same card like outside the laundromat on the pavement with like several people that stepped on it. So I'm like, yo, this looks so janky right now, man.
Are we gonna take bets on who's gonna win this fight?
I'm definitely going football over basketball. Are you
Is it because
serious?
it's football over basketball, or because it's light skin versus dark skin?
No, it's because it's football over basketball.
Because I was just like, I never saw Darren Williams as that guy. Now, if he was fighting Mike Bibby, I don't know if you've seen Mike Bibby recently.
Mike Bibby, yeah. Sure.
If he was fighting Mike Bibby, I might be seeing a little different. But Darren Williams, I feel like he's about to get his head rocked. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a UFC fight. And if it was a UFC fight, I think it'd be more entertaining, like a boxing match.
Frank Gore's about to beat the brakes off that boy, man. He about to beat the brakes off that boy. Darren, you better keep that man at a distance. This man spent several years full sprinting into NFL linebackers whose only job was to hit this man and winning. If that's what you want to sign up for, have fun. And it's not like this man's been out this is his first year out the league. Frank Gore was just in the league last year.
I thought you were talking about Darren Williams. Yeah.
No. He was just in the league last year. So that means he was still getting tackled, still running people over, still working out to stay in shape.
I was going to say, still in shape.
Right. Darren been out the league for like, what, 5-10 years? Bro, you about to get Sasquatch, bro. No offense, man. That man, I'm like, told you.
I'll tell you right now, I was not going to watch any of these fights beforehand. I might have to check this one out just because I got to see what's going on.
Yes, and I was hyped.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, and I was hyped because it was supposed to be another fight on this card, but I guess Chad Ochocinco backed out because Pac-Man Jones said, I'm just letting you know we can make it happen, and I'm going to try to knock you out. he was like, oh, you going to try to knock me out? He's like, correction, I'm going to knock you out.
And Ocho was like, I'm good.
Who is it? Channing Crowder that rocks with him?
Yeah.
He was like, yo, listen, man, I'm just telling you, outside of the ring, I done seen Pac-Man level a few at a time with them knuckles. He's like, I don't want to fight Pac-Man, but you got this, Ocho. He's like, I'm just letting you know, I'm putting my money on Pac-Man. Like, me too. So if that ever happens,
Ocho just got KO'd.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? But like,
and they was clowning, Pac-Man was clowning him for it. He was like, bro, you let this man sleep you, and you got up and shook his hand like, yo, good job, tapping my
appreciate the nap. Put you on a sleep number real quick. Sleep number if you want to,
that man hit the mat, got up and was still asleep. It was on autopilot. Where's your hand at? Where's your hand?
They was propping his arm up like he was a marionette.
There you are.
He still had the gloves on too.
Did a little
like an action figure.
Little pocket dance. Oh man, that's terrible. And I'm also rooting for Tommy Fury, man. I need Jake Paul to get knocked out ASAP.
They're not going to though, because I'm.
You can't because it's in the contract.
I'm pretty sure that
you can't knock each other out.
No, you can't knock them out. I'm pretty sure it's in the contract because I don't even think they could knock them out. If they wanted to. Right. They're just terrible boxers.
Right. Just I don't know. I mean, I hope his dad taught him something. I mean, because I'm just tired of this man getting hit the ring talking crazy. like
the first person that blasts one of these Paul brothers, like I'm all here for it.
Oh yeah,
he should have got taken out the last fight.
If Tommy Fury breaks the brakes off this boy, he needs to start a Twitter, a YouTube, whatever. The very next day, he will have 1 million views, get paid, and keep it moving. Like start an account in every single social media. And put Jake's face on a little plaster right next to you while you do interviews or something like that. What do you think, Jake? Oh, speaking of Jake's, not to digress, I know we're gonna move into the Blitz for football anyway. State Farm said that they are not going to drop Aaron Rodgers.
Are you surprised? Because they were standing with him the whole time, like you know what I mean.
I am surprised because usually when things like this happen. Travis Scott taken off of Fortnite. I remember when Kobe had his situation, he lost Sprite and Adidas. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like usually when stuff like this happen, people get taken off of stuff. You know what I mean? I think Michael Phelps got taken off the Wheaties box or something like that. It was like
smoking weed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, this man did something reckless. State Farm said, nope, we got your back. And I was just like
a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Yeah, I changed my insurance the next day.
We get State Farm around here?
Yeah, I don't have it though. I'm in good hands.
Oh, so now okay.
Hey,
are you in good hands?
Hey, sponsorship. Hey.
Come on, anything to make my car insurance go down. Like, come on,
especially out here.
This is wild.
Crazy, bro. All right, so moving on. First topic.
Using that bridge to go into the Blitz.
Hey, we gotta get. I don't know why that came off so smooth, but it felt kind of smooth. That's a nice transition.
I'm waiting for us to get like the sound effects in there, get like some whistles, the Blitz, like do all that type of stuff.
Oh, the little
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like moving on to the Blitz.
Somebody getting tackled and the whistle getting blown.
Yeah, something like that.
This man's got high aspirations, man. I love it. Oh, what'd you say? There was something back there behind us? I didn't even notice that.
What's that?
Oh, my goodness. You said there was something behind me? Oh, my goodness. All right, my bad.
Real quick, one of my favorite Madden intros is the one where Ludacris is on it. It's like Madden 2000, I think it is. And it's like, I'll never, mind you, this is 2021. I'll never forget. Man, get out my way. Watch out as I come through. Busting through your line, stacking numbers in two. Or something like, what you gonna do? Clean out your locker. I'm out to get you. Yo, Madden 2000, baby. Yo. Never forget that joint. Did it hit any of your memory centers?
No.
I gotta find out if that's copywritten because that's gonna be what our intro is to the Blitz. It's just Ludacris doing that.
I'm pretty sure it's copywritten. I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted. You know what I mean? I stopped listening to Ludacris music after old boy did him dirty in the bathroom. What's that a reference to?
That's Hustle and Flow.
There you go. And Nola got this new mic for us. I'm just kidding. We'll move on.
I'm really getting tired of this Ludacris. This is like, to get back, motherfucker. You don't know me like that. But I had to stand up.
Snoop said it, man. It was like it was really good when he did it 20 years ago. I'm just saying. Devin Cook.
That's how you gonna intro that?
Yes.
Nah, bro. You gonna take the handle on that?
I got
take the handle on it now.
Devin Cook made the news, man. These running backs is falling like flies, man. Like
he's not falling due to injury.
Right.
Well, not his injury.
Right. So he got brought up on domestic violence allegations. Supposedly, and I don't want to like misquote the story or anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The story's been wild because like it's been reported differently from all of a whole bunch of sources.
So what I gathered was that he tried to file charges on his ex-girlfriend, and the ex-girlfriend was like, "Brother, are you tripping right now?" And sent pictures of how she looked after he put hands on her. And she was just like, I can't even go around my family for Thanksgiving looking like this. And he was just like, baby, I'm sorry, come home. You know how
she had them screenshots ready. Them joints was in a filing cabinet. She was like, excuse me? Let's not forget about this. Thanksgiving, 2014.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, it's an unfortunate situation yet again. I don't know what his charges are against her or like what his allegations are. I know the allegations against him is like he clearly put his hands on her, stuff like that. I don't know what the moving forward situation is to this, but like if something happens legally, like this is, we're talking about one of the 3 best running backs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he could potentially just not be on the team. And it's like it sounds stupid to talk about this like as like a fan standpoint or like a fantasy player standpoint where it's like, oh man, like I might lose my keeper. Right. Where it's like this girl lost sight in her eye for like a day, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And it's like it feels dumb to talk about it like that, but it's like we almost have to play all sides of it. And we do have to talk about it from like a fan's perspective because that's all we really are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen. Self-care is important, man. Like I said, like you are running full speed into another grown man who also trains their body and like that stuff. Like you do that week after week. I'm not saying that, like I'm saying that this happened because of his mental instability or anything like that. It's just like it takes a certain amount of like anger and frustration and like a mode that you have to turn on to be in that situation of like, all right, I'm about to go out here and crack some heads. And some guys don't know how to turn it off. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to make sure that you are emotionally competent and you're making sure that you're understanding like, all right, this is where I am today. I may not need to have nobody around me, you know, and like it's safer for you, safer for them. And then it just helps with building healthy relationships. But I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. But I'm not a professional, right? Moving on. Dalvin, figure it out, man.
Please
figure it out. Football, players, people in general, just figure it out. Like,
well, the thing is, it would be easier if just everyone kept their hands off themselves.
Right.
Because like that's the thing. It was like then there's the whole one side of the crowd was like, oh, you should never put your hand on a woman. Well, it's just like, well, she shouldn't put her hands on him either. Well, it's like, well, if he did, then he should have just put her in a restraint. It's like, nah, man, because like that's not how fights work. That's not how anger works. That's not how any of this stuff works.
And I didn't see some dudes get slapped by feet.
I seen it too.
You got to change states when that happens.
I mean, you know, I already caught one to the chest this weekend.
Shout out to the homie.
Yo. She said, I'm gonna need you to back up there, big fella. She put 5 fingers on my chest.
Yeah. All right, we'll digress for just a second. So y'all know I had a birthday party just recently, right? So you know, Joel's feeling the music. He on the dance floor, sees a little shorty to his left. He starts hitting his move. Go ahead and show him the move.
No, we were vibing. It's like, I love when you shake it like that. Ha, ha, ha. Apparently we was grinding on me like a little too close to the song, too close.
He tried to push up. Shorty came over and was like, chill out, big man.
Yo, she came from the darkness, bro. She gave me that Quentin Nelson like jab to the chest.
Yeah, she gave him that Bane, and Batman was like, "Did you still feel in charge?"
And I didn't. I backed up into the car like, "Girl, I know you felt it, boy, you know." Like I did all that. Like,
yo, that brother backpedaled quicker than the corner.
I didn't see none of my hitters in there, man.
Yo, that joint was hilarious. That joint was hilarious when he told me. Yeah, I brought it up to them, and they were rolling. That joint was, that's funny. All right,
nothing but peace and blessings to your lovely relationship. No hard feelings.
Right. She was good. She was like,
the hard feeling was on my chest. Apparently,
right.
that
She
was
like hit you like old boy in Players Club when you try to sneak into Luke's little area. It's like Miami style. Yo, all right, my bad. All right, moving on. We got
so the Steelers and Bears, the Pittsburgh Steelers and
yes,
Chicago Bears,
yes,
this past Monday.
yes. Terrible way to end the game.
Terrible way to end. And the thing is, it was a good game from two teams that aren't good teams.
It was.
Justin Fields was really showing out.
Ohio State fan.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff was going on, and it's like the game came down to the wire. It came down to a missed field goal from the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
But like even before that,
mm-hmm.
the win was kind of taken out of everybody's sails due to this officiating call. The officials decided to put the game in their hands,
mm-hmm.
and
stripes are not a weapon.
Cassius Marsh, he's a DN for the Chicago Bears,
mm-hmm.
sacks Ben Roethlisberger, does like a little breakdancing move when he gets up, but then when he gets up, he like stares at the bench, and the ref kind of pokes his butt out a little bit, so he runs into the ref.
Not a little bit. That man,
he poked that thing out.
He said a pick. He hit him with that Morris brother,
and then threw the flag on him, and it's like
right.
They had a sack. I believe it was on third down. So it was like, 3rd and long, and then like, all of a sudden, like all those penalties, like the taunting, and then him running into the ref, they compile on top of each other, which then leads the Steelers to get like a second life, and then they wind up getting a field goal, which put them ahead to win it. And I guess like the big story is like there's kind of like two pieces to it. There's the taunting aspect, which we're like, why are we doing this taunting rule thing? Like what is going on?
Because people wanted to be in control of other people having fun. It's some hater stuff. This guy should not be allowed to ref another game.
So like,
he should be coaching. He should be reffing a high school game next week.
I wish I had the numbers on it, but like they had a thing for him, almost like an NBA stat thing, where it's like how many penalties he called, how many yards and stuff like that, and it looked wild. But like this is kind of like what I was going at before, where it's like the few ruin it for the many, and it was like some people took the taunting things like a little too far, so now they have to nip things in the bud, and then they the rules are too strict now, where it's like I can't look at the other team, like I'm not flipping them off, I'm not swearing at them, I'm not spitting at them, like that stuff seems like that's excessive. Like he already did his little breakdance move when he came up. Like if you want to stare at the sideline and be like, what, like keep it going, like why not? But it's just like he didn't do anything crazy, and then like the ref puts himself in the way to get hit, and it's just like it was ugly. So like as far as the taunting rule, like what if you were to change that rule, like to you, what does the taunting rule in the NFL look like? Because it's been an ongoing issue all season where people are just getting annoyed with it.
Just let it go.
The whole thing, because that's my thing, is you can't do the whole thing.
Listen. I don't see what the problem is. Dudes score touchdowns. They do celebration dances by themselves with their entire team. At one point, when there weren't fans, they had the big TV that the whole team can run up to and get in the TV. All that is a form of taunting. Whenever you're celebrating your achievements on the field, as opposed to someone else's failures, it's a taunt. So like you can't pick and choose what you think is cool because that's a personal preference. Like you didn't like the fact that he did a breakdance move and stared at the bench. Everybody else might have thought it was tough. You know what I mean? So that's a personal preference. And you can't get to throwing flags and penalizing people just based on what you think is cool and what you think is not. It's kind of like what the NBA did with the dress code. Like you want so much of the culture, but only the parts of the culture that you want. Like I think it's whack.
They love black culture, don't like black people.
Right. Like let people, like these dudes worked hard to get to where they are. Let them enjoy doing the thing that they love. Like, come on now. That joint's corny.
And that's the thing is like what football in general is like, it's not basketball. It's not baseball where it's like so many things are going on or whatever. It's like football is a game of inches and moments. And it's like, especially as like a defensive lineman or even an O lineman, stuff like that. It's like there's so little room to actually make an impact on the game that when you get a chance to actually get in there and you make your impact, it is so hard to turn that gear right back off like immediately after. Like I'm supposed to sack you and then just get up and then go back to the line. It's like, no, like I want to talk my ish, man.
Listen, that same referee cannot lie when he could say he's watching his favorite sports team at home and some iconic happens or they win the game. He ain't getting up and cheering and going, yeah, oh, banging on his chest and all types of crazy stuff. It's a form of taunting. I mean, you enjoying the game that you don't even play. The person who's actually doing it probably has even more enjoyment out of it. Let them enjoy the moment. Like that joy for me is weak. It's weak.
All right. We'll try to move on a little bit faster because we do have 3 more topics that we wanted to get to.
All right.
The biggest news right now. Oh, whoa, hold on! Breaking news: breaking news.
Oh, that's
We just got
right.
word
That's
that the
right.
Carolina Panthers have come to an agreement with free agent quarterback Cam Newton is returning to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I know they got to feel like some suckers.
They're all in there like, oh, hey Cam,
hey Cam,
welcome back, Cam.
I made your coffee the way you like it. I left it on your locker.
This is how you like it, right? Like this is how it was, like eggs medium, like over scrambled cheese.
And your one locker that we broke and made two, we broke it back and made it one again. And your jersey and everything's in there ready to go. Everything I said when you were going out the door last time, I was just joking, right?
Right.
Eat it.
Cam Newton was the star quarterback for the Carolina Panthers for 11 seasons, I believe it was. Until like they couldn't agree on terms. He wound up getting released, going to the Patriots for 2 seasons. They couldn't agree as well. He was released earlier right before the season started to give way to Mac Jones. Everybody's been wondering where he was going to go. If he was going to back up. A lot of people were saying the Dallas Cowboys were an option. Seattle Seahawks were an option. And he waited. He bought his time. The Carolina Panthers quarterback, Sam Darnold, who's been having quite an up and down season, wound up having an injury that is going to sideline him for, I believe it was 4 to 6 weeks. So like they need
trying to do the same stuff that Cam was doing in Carolina. So you go and draft a quarterback that's literally a makeshift copy and not as athletic as a guy that was already doing it for you. We digress. I apologize.
No, because I did want to ask you, because like you've been a huge Cam Newton supporter.
Yes.
So like, how do you feel about this move? Like overall, like we'll start with for Cam. How does it look like for Cam?
I think it's an opportunity for him to get on another team.
Okay.
I don't think that
so. This isn't a long-term deal. This is a 1-year tryout. I still got it. I can still play.
Use this season to put your resume together so that you can apply for a new job at the end of the season.
Does he still have it?
Cam?
Yeah, that's what I asked you.
Yes.
So before
I would take Cam. I'm sorry, Derek Carr. I would take Cam on the Raiders right now.
Over Derek Carr?
Yes.
I say a lot because you had Derek Carr the MVP talk earlier this year.
Yes. Cam can be an MVP too. That brother, I think he still got a lot. He just didn't have an opportunity. This man's never had nobody. Ever.
I think Kelvin Benjamin and Greg Olsen were his 2 best receivers his entire career.
No, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. Okay, yep.
Steve Smith.
But
after Steve Smith, it was funeral after funeral after funeral.
Ted Ginn Jr. was his guy for like forever, and like we all know.
And I'm an Ohio State fan. He was not it. He was not it, and it wasn't even the early Ted Ginn.
So I guess like the main question is, with the roster the way it looks now, Christian McCaffrey just came back from injury. Defense has been pretty good. The receiving core, I mean, it's really just been DJ Moore. Like they have Robbie Anderson and they have all these other pieces, but they really haven't done anything. It's really just been DJ Moore. Can this be a playoff team with Cam Newton at quarterback?
What's their record right now?
I believe they are 4-4. We're in week 9 right now.
Yeah.
I believe they're 4-4. They won first 4 games in a row, and they've dropped all the rest of them.
I think Cam can win 6 games.
So you think they can get to 10 wins with Cam Newton as quarterback? Okay. I think that's possible as well. I'm really excited. I hope that Cam Newton does show that he does have something to take. Because after this season, there's only more jobs opening up. Like this Ben Roethlisberger thing isn't going to work out the way that they think. There's a possibility of him going to the Washington football team. I almost called them the other name. They who shall not be named. There's going to be a lot of openings and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind him as a backup in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of Jacoby Brissett. I'm just saying.
He can take that job from Tua. I'm just
saying.
Man. Come on, man. Let that man get a year of learning. I'm just saying.
I'm going to take that as high praise only because you think Cam Newton can start over Derek Carr. So we're going to move on.
There you
go.
But
the other thing that's in the news,
wouldn't be starting over. It would be 1 out, 1 in.
And that we've waited on before was the Odell Beckham watch. He officially cleared waivers. He said he's narrowed his decisions down to 3 specific teams. We gave our own pieces of where we wanted him to end up. I said the Baltimore Ravens. You said Oakland or Las Vegas. Apparently, there's a dark horse 4th team. Apparently, the Patriots are putting forth like a really big offer to try to get him. But the Patriots are right now not in his top 3. His top 3 are the Green Bay Packers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the New Orleans Saints. Which of these 3 teams would you rather see him on? Or actually, which one? We'll go team by team. What do you think he looks like on the Packers? Like, do you think that that should be his first choice?
I mean, you'd be opposite of Devontae Adams.
who Devontae Adams has probably been the most vocal person about wanting him on the team.
Right.
It's like, please go get Odell.
I think every team has been vocal about wanting him on
No,
the
but
team.
like Devontae Adams has like himself gone out, like done interviews and is like, yo, Odell, like, what's up? Like, you look good in green. Da-da-da. Like, he's been really champion, like trying to get him over there.
I think that'll be a dope fit.
So if he goes to Green Bay, like, is that make them a Super Bowl contender? Are they a Super Bowl contender to you now?
No.
Are they a playoff contender?
Yes.
Does Odell put them over the top?
Yes.
Okay, so like then they become a Super Bowl contender.
Yes.
Okay, next team. So like I'm just trying to think what their lineup looks like now. So like if they're the Packers, that means that they have Aaron Jones,
Yep.
Devontae Adams,
Yep.
Odell Beckham,
Yep.
Alan Lazard,
Mm-hmm.
Robert Tonyan.
That's dangerous.
That is,
That is
dangerous.
It's just when you
Looking for them discount double checks, man. Like
right.
that's what I'm saying.
Like Aaron Rodgers, you're still a sucker, but I mean, he's still a good quarterback, and you get a good quarterback, a bunch of weapons, he's just gonna pick you apart like picking teeth. I mean, picking meat out his teeth. Like it's just like I got this all day, all day.
His second choice was the Kansas City Chiefs.
Please don't go there.
Oh, because they're in your division.
Yes,
I forgot. I was like, why not? I would love to see.
Please don't go
Because
there.
to me, this is if he's not going to the Ravens, like I was like Chiefs, please go to the Chiefs. Because
No.
like I kind of don't want to see Aaron Rodgers win. If I'm keeping it a stack.
I don't either.
So like to me, like the Chiefs have been struggling quite a bit this year. I believe they are 5-3.
I think they're under 500.
Are they?
I think they're under 500. No, they may be 4-4.
Okay, we'll call them 4-4.
I'll double check. Go ahead, keep
All right.
going.
But it's like, you know, like they have been struggling quite a bit, but it's like the way that team works, like they're still alive in the AFC. Just because like
5-4.
They are 5-4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because like to me, like when you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Travis Kelce, you have Tyreek Hill, like you're just there. Like adding Odell Beckham to that, like does that fix their problem? Do you think?
Yes.
Because like I think their problem
You can't
is
go
defense.
1 under and 1 over on Tyreek no more.
That is true. I think he eats up that middle of the field all of a sudden.
Right. And then it helps to get Kelce rocking again because he has not been having a stellar season. And then when all else fails, it's going to help the run game because now everybody's on their heels trying to stop all these speedsters across the field and the crafty tight end. And before you know it, right up the gut, we're going to get 6, 7 to 8 yards a carry.
So does this, because like right now, like they're, like we said, like they're kind of fumbling, like they're kind of like a wild card team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they add Odell, does that make them a playoff contender or does that make them Super Bowl contender?
I'll say playoff for now because there is something funky going on in Kansas City. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're too high on their horse or
I feel like something's going to come out at the end of the
locker
season.
room
There's going to be
turmoil
something
going on. There's something going on. They just do not seem or look like the same team that was just won a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Okay. So would you rather have them go to the Chiefs or to the Packers? I'm trying to think of like a ranking that we got right now.
I'd rather them go to neither because I don't want Aaron Rodgers to win the Super Bowl and I don't want him on the Chiefs. We're in the same division. I'm sorry.
If you had to put one above the other, is it Packers or Chiefs? Come on. You gotta put your foot down.
It's the Raiders.
Packers or Chiefs, put your foot down.
Packers.
Nut up. All right. I'm on Chiefs number 1, Packers number 2. And then the last team on his list is the New Orleans Saints.
He's never going there.
So the thing is, like, he is from Louisiana. It's a hometown thing. But like, what do they have to make him want to go there? Like the New Orleans have been pretty starved for receivers.
Who's going to throw him the ball?
Trevor Siemian. Do you mean Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill?
What team was Trevor Siemian on before this one? Exactly. See
Chiefs.
how long it took? No.
I made that up.
He was on the Broncos. It was right division, wrong team.
I made it up. I was like, yo, shoot in the dark. I was like, maybe he don't know.
Come on now. Nah. Then you got Taysom Hill, and then you got
Who's a running back.
Right. So it's like, I mean, I get it. Hometown kid that's never going to win because that team is in shambles right now.
I say go to your other team to either win a ring or be a contender, get your stock back up. Next year, when Jameis Winston comes back, when Michael Thomas comes back, then go to New Orleans.
Michael Thomas is not coming back, bro.
I mean, he's gonna come back from injury. He ain't coming back to them Saints.
No, he's not.
I
don't even believe that brother's injured right now.
I don't think so either. I think he's been playing
that
that
man's
whole
on his Antonio Brown. I froze my body in the cryo chamber, and I can't do nothing.
So I think we both could agree. Don't go to the Saints.
Don't go to
go
the
to the Ravens, Odell. Go to the Ravens.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Give Lamar.
I like Lamar. It gives Hollywood space to get freed up.
Rashad Bateman is looking really good.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
yeah.
And with all these people going down with injury, we had Derrick Henry go down. We got Sam Darnold going down. We got Patrick Mahomes not looking like himself. Kyler Murray went down. Lamar Jackson is looking like the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like he's been there the whole time, but like these other guys have just been doing other stuff. But it's like now that they're not there and like you can really look at it, like Lamar Jackson looks like that guy.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So Odell, make your decision soon. Hopefully by the next pod, we'll have an answer to this. So that way we're not still trying to figure this part out. But like, let's get to it. 2-minute drill time. We'll end with this while we're going to end the pod. So like, we'll try to breeze through these like as quick as we possibly can. So first game on the slate is Thursday night football, which is tonight.
Mm-hmm.
My Miami Dolphins take on the Baltimore Ravens. Let's also point out that right now we are 1-1. We are 1-1 on this ranking right now. You actually did win. It was like
say actually like
no, but like no, because the last time like I remember we didn't actually count them up, and I was just like I know you won. I just didn't know how much you won.
Oh, okay.
You did win 6-5. So the turning point game was the Dolphins game where I didn't choose my Dolphins. I will not make that same mistake this week. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. The first game is Ravens versus Dolphins. I'm going Baltimore. Second game, Titans versus Saints.
I'm going Titans.
I'm going Titans as well.
Right.
Buffalo Bills versus New York Jets.
Bills.
Bills.
The Bills.
Detroit Lions versus Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm going Pittsburgh as well.
Hey, we got to break this up.
I know. Indianapolis Colts versus Jacksonville Jaguars.
Indy.
See.
This might be an easy week. This might be the time to put some bets in.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Washington Football Team. Tampa. Would you be surprised if this game Tom Brady throws 9 touchdowns? Like that's how bad the Washington defenses look. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, oh man, sounds about right. Cleveland Browns versus the New England Patriots.
I'm going Cleveland.
Oh my God, I want to go Cleveland too, but I want to break up this thing. It's like, do I really want to go? I gotta go Cleveland too. I can't.
Sheesh.
I can't risk it.
All right, this is one right here: Atlanta or the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Man, these are a lot of one-sided matchups. You're right. We do got to get some bets in.
Arizona.
Carolina Panthers or the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona. Okay, Minnesota Vikings and Los Angeles Chargers. I can kind of go either way. I'll tell you what. I'll take the opposite of whatever team you pick on this one.
Yeah.
Or if you want me to choose, you take the opposite.
I'm going Chargers.
I'll take Minnesota.
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks versus Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers is back. I'm going Packers as well. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Denver Broncos. This is an ugly game.
It is.
I'll do the same thing. Take the opposite of whatever team you pick.
I'm going Eagles.
Okay, I'll take Denver. Actually, I'm pleased with that. We got Chiefs versus the Raiders. I would take the Chiefs. Rams versus 49ers.
Rams.
I'll go Rams as well. Let me just see. So we have all these games. We only have, 3 games or 4 games that we pick differently?
1, 2, 3.
All right, so that's kind of what we need anyways. We need it to be uneven.
Yep.
So that we get all right. Because I was gonna pick a different game if we were even and stuff like that. So that does it for our 2-minute drill. That's pretty much the end of what we got. Do you have a Raisinett for the end of the day?
Do I have a Raisinett for the end of the day?
Do you never think about these beforehand, or do you always at the time of? You always freestyle
at the time of. I think it makes it that much more authentic.
Okay.
I don't want to come in here scripted and being fake with the people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, be the same person everywhere you go. I've been teaching this to the kids at the school I work with. I often see people are like super cool with Mr. B, but then when they get around their friends, they be like, not really cool with Mr. B. Or you like this friend and you talk to him when you're around this group of people, but then when you're around this group of people, you kind of different. You know what I mean? Grow up. Let your yes be your yes. Let your no be your no. If you like somebody, you do. If you don't, you don't. But when you do stuff like that, and trust me, I see it from adults too. It's not just kids. All right. You grow into these bad habits and they just become worse as you get older. You know what I'm saying? But you're not affecting the relationships with the people. What you're doing is you're damaging your integrity. And once you do that, it's really hard to go to get back. I don't know what the exact quote is, but it takes you years to build your integrity. Only takes minutes to lose it.
I don't know what the quote is either, but I know it's pretty close.
Something like that. All right. It's not worth ruining it. It's not worth ruining it. You know what I mean? And then you find yourself lonely and ashamed and not wondering or knowing how to navigate through life. All right. So just make sure that you be the same person everywhere. There's a lot of people who say I'm annoying, but guess what? They all saying the same thing. They all say the same thing. So if Joel says I'm annoying, if the kids say I'm annoying, if the man down the street says I'm annoying, guess what? That shows consistency on my part.
I don't think you're annoying. I think you're corny.
And on that note, good moot.
Whoa. All right, come on, man.
I just had to get it in there. You thought I wasn't gonna get. I know you were thinking like he didn't say it.
I really thought like when we got the shirts that you were gonna find a way to get it on my shirt, and I was legit gonna not wear it, or I was gonna wear like a Post-it over it or something like that.
It's on the back. You don't know.
It's not. I already saw it. It's not on the back. I already saw it. I made sure. Like when I looked through it, I was like, he better not have put good moves right here somewhere. But I think what the theme of what you're trying to say is pretty much authenticity is like be authentic.
Yeah.
Like if you like these people or like you hang out with these people, if you like this thing, like don't try to be cool because like being authenticity is what's actually cool.
Right.
And like, you know, like I don't want to say I ran into this trouble like when I was younger, but it's like I was a kid of very diverse tastes. I liked basketball. I liked football. I also liked cartoons. I liked comic books. I liked that stuff. And it was like I had my comic book friends. I had my basketball friends, but I never treated my comic book friends different when my basketball friends were around and vice versa. If anything, I was trying to connect bridges more than anything so like we can hang out. But at the same time, as an adult, you realize like sometimes don't mix your friends together. That's a bad mix. It's like, you know, certain people where you're like, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go chill with this person. You'd be like, yo, I can roll with you. To be like, I don't think that's a good idea, Famo. You should probably stay home. Like, you should know who your peoples are.
Right.
But if you didn't have anything else, like, I think before we go again, we got to give another shout out to KP, the coolest nobody, for the references on the mic. We had to give another shout out to our boy G Head, Garvin Headley, custom merch. You know what I'm saying? For the new swag. If anybody, what you got? So this is episode 5. We want by episode 10 to be able to have our first guest on here. So like if you'd like to be a guest and if you have something that you want to promote, make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, and then share this video and then hit us up to let us know what it is that you want to promote, what it is that you want to say. And then we're going to try to figure out how to do it. I think we are going to go virtual. That's how we're going to do it is we'll Zoom call you in. But yeah, man, like we're looking forward to it. Like, subscribe, love these guys, the heavyweight bros. You know how we goes over here for the fellas and some for the hoes. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
we out. We out.
Come on, man.
We out.
They can't continue because if you know, like I know, you don't want to step to this. It's the heavyweight bros era, funked out with some gangster ish.